Welcome back. It's your best friends. It's Austin, and
It's Sean.
that's my boy. How you been?
That's my boy. Pretty good. You seen
Oh,
that
you're
meme?
a
Sorry, I just
liar.
thought
You're a liar. You're such a liar.
that's true. I did lie.
We
Sorry.
did
I
not post an episode last week
my brain started thinking
because
about a meme, but I will explain why I'm actually not good. The past 2 weeks I've been dying. I think a
yeah,
couple weeks ago we put out an episode late again, and I was like, oh, I had strep throat. That happened again. I just got over strep throat again, and it was way worse this time around. It was the worst case of strep throat I've ever had. I started to have like a little bit of a sore throat last week. It was like Monday or Sunday or something like that. But I thought it was a cold. Like it wasn't that bad. Like when I get strep, I usually get like, you know, fevers and like achy and shit. That didn't happen. I just pretty much had a sore throat and I was like tired. So I was like, this is just like a weird cold. Um, I saw you, which I'm glad to know that you're not
I was so
sick.
worried, so worried,
I felt so
and it
bad.
wasn't like you just saw me. Like we were together for like 6 hours,
Yeah.
like like very close.
Like
I had to Google.
across the table eating dinner.
Yeah, I
Oh
had to
my god.
Google how does strep spread, and it was like there were droplets in the air, and I was like, no.
That's what we like to hear. Luckily we didn't share any beverages or anything like that. I
Yeah,
think you would have
no, we
been
did
done
not.
if that was the
I
case.
think I would have been done for. Yeah,
Um but yeah, so after that interaction, I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday morning, I woke up at like 5 in the morning and I felt horrible. So I went to the doctor. They were like, you have strep. And I was like, damn it. All right, give me the good stuff. Cause they gave me the good stuff last time and I got like cured within a day.
yeah,
They gave me, what did they do? They gave me an antibiotic shot, and then I think that was it. They actually didn't even prescribe me steroids. I was like, that's fine. It's still going to go away within 2 days. 2 days later, I got worse. Friday, I felt even
mm.
worse. I had a fever. My throat was even worse. To I drove to back to the doctors and I was like, can you guys give me steroids or a painkiller or something until the antibiotics kick in? And they're like, yeah, we'll prescribe you steroids. They gave me steroids. I got better for a day and then I got worse again. So this past Monday, I went to the doctor and they were like, that's weird. That shouldn't have happened. So they gave me like a steroid shot. They prescribed me more antibiotics, and then they gave me like lidocaine, like the stuff they put. I think they put that stuff like on your teeth when you're at the
Yeah.
dentist.
They shoot it into your gums.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they gave me that stuff, and they're just like drink some of that to soothe your throat. It's like,
Drink it.
well, I mean, they were like,
Jesus
it was
Christ.
like 5 milliliters or something like that. They're like, put 5 milliliters, take 5 milliliters or something like that. But it's basically the equivalent of like drinking it, and that stuff is thick. Um,
Yeah. Did you ever go get those cough drops I was telling you about?
yes, I did, and those were so nice. Those were so helpful.
They're yeah. I think I had mono or something when I was in college. It was real bad, and I had the worst freaking sore throat. So I had those like numbing cough drops. Those are great.
I was getting a little worried that it was turning into mono or something because it was like lasting so long. And even after I got the steroid and antibiotics, the second time, it started to get better, but still pretty slowly. Like I still have like a hint of a sore throat, like right now. Like I'm like the I I have a hunch that it's probably like from scratching my throat, like eating something while my throat was like really swollen. But
Yeah.
because like everything else is better, but still it took its sweet time. It was horrible.
Yeah,
Um,
that's super unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate.
Well,
I learned about myself that I get really agitated when I'm sick for a
oh my
long period
God.
of time.
I noticed. I was we were texting like and it was just so not normal. And then I was just like, "You feeling better?" And you were just like, "No."
No.
I was like, "Wait." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, everything makes sense now." Like all the
Yeah.
texts were so short and like
Rye.
seemingly frustrated. I was like, "Damn, word,
Yeah.
man's having a bad day."
I
And
was
then I figured out you were still sick.
I was getting so frustrated. I was like, I want to like
Yeah,
do things, like have the mental capacity to do stuff. It's just like after a week, I was just like, I'm so done with this. I want to go to the gym. I want to go see people.
do
It's getting
anything other
stir
than sit
crazy.
in your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
Um,
you're
but
back.
I am back and I am better. And now we have an episode to put out. We also put out our first clip,
Oh yeah.
podcast first clip. So we're gonna start. If you can't see the full episode, we're gonna start putting out little clips on YouTube of some of our
Or if you
topic
don't want to
conversations.
watch the full episode,
Right? Yeah.
yeah, because
Um,
these are long.
they're long, so hopefully that'll be. interesting to you. If maybe you don't like the article, you'll see a conversation that we have and you want to tune into it.
So we'll
You
clip
can
them
tune
out.
into 15 minutes. That's not an hour,
Exactly.
So, yes. So for those who listen to that clip, thank you for listening to that clip.
Yeah. It's about finances in school. Before we get
out.
into today's stuff, let's talk about something we're starting new.
That's true.
And that new thing we're starting. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shut you down. I just wanted to ask how your week was because I never asked.
It was good.
That's good.
Oh, 2 weeks. It was still good.
I didn't damn, it was bad.
So whenever I compare my 2 weeks to yours, I have to say it was good because I didn't have strep. So I have nothing to complain about in comparison to that. So
that's true. Getting back in the swing of things at school.
It was good. Yeah. We're in there.
Sick.
In there. So yeah, it's exciting.
Anyway.
I have news off camera for you, but anyway.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay. Let's talk about the thing I was gonna talk about. Thank you for asking me about my week though.
Yeah.
We started a Patreon. So per the advice of someone else who was not one of the two of us, they were like, why don't you have a Patreon? We were like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. So now we have a Patreon. If you want to just support us for a very small $3 a month and get some exclusive content, that's cool. Or you can be, so there's 3 tiers. All right. We'll put a link in the description. But the first one is your best acquaintance. All right. That's $3. And you can see what the benefits are with that. Next one is your best buddy old pal. And that's $5 a month. And then the $10 a month is your best friend, of course. So if you want to be your best acquaintance, go ahead over to the Patreon. If you want to be your best buddy old pal, go to the Patreon. And if you want to be tip top tier, your best friend, go ahead and check it out. We'll have deep dives on there. We'll have the pre-show party where it's before we start recording. We're just talking, doing the sound check. We'll have the hidden episode, which has the if you want a cringe fest because of the worst sound ever, go ahead and listen to all 45 minutes. If you get through it, let us know.
It's a good conversation.
It's a really good conversation.
I remember being so angry after that episode because it was such a good episode. It was like an hour and 10 minutes of like pretty good conversation, but the audio is just bad. So if you can get through that, it's pretty good. But
so that'll be where the hidden episode is.
Yes. So go check it out.
Yes, go check it out. All right. You want to do my article or you want to do your fact or fib of the day?
Let's start with the fact or fib.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Lemons aren't naturally occurring. They were created through the breeding of bitter oranges and citrons.
Say it one more time for the people in the back. That's me.
all the people listening in the back of the room. Lemons aren't naturally occurring. They were created through the breeding of bitter oranges and citrons.
No chance. No chance that's true.
That's a fib. A fact, actually.
It's a fact?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
That's the first loss on fact or fib.
Is it really?
No way. Yeah, because we've gotten all of them right up until this point. And then we forgot. I guess you're right. I put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So life did not give us lemons.
We gave lemons life.
We gave lemons life. We made lemons, then we made lemonade. That's how, that's how it goes.
Yeah, we made lemons and we made lemonade. Humans are so great. Wow.
But yeah, no, lemons are not naturally occurring. They were bred through oranges and citrons, which I didn't even know what citrons are until
I've never heard of citron in my life. Sounds like something that's citrus though.
It probably
I hope so if it made a lemon.
It'd be weird if it was like a strawberry.
Yeah, no,
it's a large fragrant citrus fruit with a thick rind. So it looks like they look like thick, rough lemons.
Wow.
I don't know. But yeah, fun fact. I did not know that.
Damn, I had no idea.
So that's our first loss.
Yeah, first loss. Well, I had one as well. Okay. And I'm going to read it from our comments because I left it in the comments. And here's the second fact or fib. Oh. And it was, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't want to find the comment actually. Fact or fib, ants communicate not by sounds, but they communicate by airborne hormones called pheromones. Do you think they make sounds, like really small sounds, or do you think they make these things called pheromones that are like airborne hormones? How do they communicate?
I think that's a fact. I think I've heard that before. If I have heard that before and that's inaccurate, I think there is a bug that does that. Um, but I think it's a
So
fact.
you think they do have airborne hormones,
They don't.
or do you think they make sounds?
I don't think they make sounds. I don't really know what airborne hormones are.
Or pheromones.
Okay, pheromones. Yeah, I'm gonna say fact.
Let's go.
Yes.
Fist in the air. Yes. Nice. Good job. Yep, you're right. What a
Yeah,
god.
I was gonna say I think I've heard that before.
Yep.
Um,
It's real.
that's
Good
pretty
job.
sick.
That's why they make those little lines. They have to be a certain distance from each other so they can pick up the
Makes
pheromones. Yeah.
sense. How horrific would it be if
Anyway,
ants made noises
dude. I
that we
mean,
heard?
we would be exterminators would make a lot more money.
Oh, that's so
Put it
true.
that way. Yeah.
I can't really think of any
Anyway,
bugs that make like that I see on a regular basis that like are annoying to me that make like obnoxious noises. I guess there's like cicadas and locusts, but like those aren't things you
I don't
like
think those
find in
are
your bathroom.
obnoxious.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I've never seen a cicada in my bathroom. Good point.
But yeah. Anyway,
You're not wrong. Anyway, well, let's do this article.
got an article for us.
Let's see. I would bet money that I can't share. Only host has sharing privileges.
Damn it.
So consistent.
All right. All right. You should be good.
All right.
I
I'm gonna
would
share my
bet
screen. So
money.
I have an article since Sean did the factor fib. I know I did another factor fib, but
No, that was
here
still a good one,
is
Read your
oh,
goddamn
before we
messages.
do the
I'm sorry.
stop
Go
talking
ahead.
about it. Before we do it, okay. Today's sponsor is cloudmusicsuite.com. Go over to
Ooh.
cloudmusicsuite.com and find your home for private music lessons. Okay. Just added a new instructor since our last recording here. So very exciting stuff. We got a blog as well with a bunch of beautiful articles. One to be added today. Check it
Oh
out.
yeah.
All right. Let's get to the article. Boom. You ready? California enacts a ban on gas-powered lawnmowers and leaf blowers. State claims an hour using a gas leaf blower makes as much pollution as driving a 2016 Toyota Camry for 1,100 miles.
That cannot.
So it's
that can't be true.
so it's
That
electric
sounds
lawn
really
equipment only after 2024. All right, look, dude, look at this picture they have though. You know for a fact that it's not in California. That's a lawnmower race right there. There's not a single chance that's in California.
wrong.
Anyway, so they say using small gas powered equipment like leaf blowers and generators, excuse me, ends up being much worse for the environment than driving a car for about the same amount of time. Which is why California's Air Resources Board pushed state politicians to take action. New law, blah, 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 will require the state to adopt regulations around these gas powered tools by July 1st, 2022, which we are
So they're
past now, by
banned.
the way.
Or no, by
Yes.
the start of 2024.
By the start of 2024, you can't sell new ones.
Dang,
So there it is. Isn't that crazy?
that is pretty crazy. I know they were
Oh,
talking
look at the third bullet point. Oh, we should mention the top photo is not from California.
Yes.
It shows a member of Team Going Commando. Oh God, participating in a 12-hour lawnmower endurance race in England in 2018. Try that with an electric leaf blower.
Maybe if the comparison is driving 1,100 miles in a car and then having a 12-hour lawnmower race, sure.
Yeah, sure, but not the 1 hour thing.
That can't be right. That sounds really wrong. There's no way that. I mean, a lot of people will like mow their lawns, but it doesn't take that long to mow a lawn. I didn't think it would.
It takes an hour, I bet.
Yeah, and you don't go, especially in California. I mean, a lot of people don't have lawns in California. I mean, I guess it's a big state, but yeah, wow, that's interesting. I know that it's interesting you brought this up because I think isn't a topic of conversation in the news right now. Like they're trying to stop the sale of gas cars too by like 2035 or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen that number thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, new cars are supposed to all be electric by that time. Dude,
Yeah.
there's what's wrong with that though? Like,
Hmm.
there's not enough copper to make it. There's not enough copper to make. Okay, the copper doesn't exist, right? You can't just make more of it. There's not
Yeah.
enough to make the charging network that would be equal to the gas station network. So, um, if you're an expert on this, let me know. But that's my understanding. Copper is not an unlimited resource. Let's just remind ourselves of that.
Right.
So, anyway, I know there's not copper in the batteries, but there's copper in the wires that you charge things with. So, anyway, okay, let's see. They got some infographics here for the people who don't want to read. It says 1 hour lawnmower use equals driving 300 miles from LA to Vegas. 1 hour leaf blower use equals driving 1,100 miles from LA to Denver.
Well, okay. If this is true, like if those numbers are accurate, I will say getting like electric leaf blowers and electric lawnmowers seems way more reasonable, like reasonably priced thing than like getting everybody to have electric cars by 2035. Like that seems
Yeah,
reasonable. Like I think people would be, especially people in California, would be able to afford
I
getting
already have an
electric.
electric leaf blower.
Do
Like
you really?
I have never used a gas powered leaf blower in my life.
I don't
I've
think
only
I don't
ever
think we
used the
have
electric
one.
ones.
We have a gas one either.
It just has
Yeah.
batteries. Like I've used the ones that plug into the wall, and then I have one now that has like batteries that you charge.
Yeah.
And it works great.
I
But
mean,
my
yeah.
dad has a electric lawnmower, even.
Yeah.
It just has batteries and it works fine. I have a gas lawnmower, so I guess I'm killing the earth.
Yeah. Man, you are the worst.
I
It's all
am
your
the
fault.
worst when California. Uh, yeah, I'm the problem. It's me.
You are the problem. You're the
Anyway,
reason.
yeah. So they say it's time we phased out the super polluters. Oh wow, sounds. I'm having flashbacks to 2020. Super spreader, super polluter. Anyway,
Super spreaders.
and help small landscaping businesses transition to cleaner alternatives. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the like those like zero turn mowers that are beastly. You
Hmm.
can you can mow a yard in like, dude, 10 minutes.
Hmm.
You can mow a half acre yard in like 10 minutes with those things. Do they even make electric ones of those? Like those are pretty big machines. Like
I'm sure they exist. Those ones are probably
I'm
pretty
not sure
beefy and
they
expensive.
exist. Bro, have you seen those like little ones that are they power them or not power themselves? They drive themselves. Have you seen those?
No. You're talking about
Dude,
like a Roomba lawnmower?
yes, a Roomba lawnmower.
That's pretty dope.
Isn't that sick? I think the technology needs to come quite a long ways because the only time I saw one, like it literally was like it looked like it was malfunctioning. It would like go for maybe 4 feet and then it would stop and like rotate maybe 60 to 90 degrees and then go like 4 feet. And it was just in the middle of a yard. Like it's not like it was in a corner and like was trying to make a corner turn. It was
Imagine
just in the middle of the front yard.
imagine you don't like mow your lawn for like a couple weeks and then you buy that to like do it for you. Imagine what your lawn would look like for like a couple days. Like it would just look like some tall grass with like weird patches of like a path that's being sprung in this Roomba, and it's like running into like the where the trees are and the mulch and shit and then turning
Yep.
around.
Yep.
Like I don't know, when people mow their lawn, there's usually some kind of rhyme or reason to the way that they do it, but the idea of this weird
Yeah.
path going through the lawn because a robot was doing it is hilarious to me.
It is pretty funny. I mean, I was like losing my mind. I could not stop laughing whenever I saw it.
God damn.
Like it looked like it was trying real hard. I was like anthropomorphizing it in my head, like almost like it was a human, but it was struggling. It was really struggling. That man, if it was a man, was gonna be working for quite a while to get that lawn. He doesn't have any eyeballs. He can't.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh
Even the
god.
Roombas are hilarious.
They are
Just
really
like
funny. You ever seen the cats just sitting on Roombas, just taking a
yes.
stroll? Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
That's really cute. I kind of want one just to see if Our cat will do that. The pot cat. Let's see.
So good. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're around, she would probably like play with it.
Yeah, she'd probably smack it.
Yeah, smack it and run away.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
that's how she does it.
it is
Anyway,
how
so
she
there's
does
our
it.
article. How do you feel about that article in general?
How do I feel about it? I mean,
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
like I said, I think as far as like efforts towards like climate change go, that seems like it seems reasonable for people to get electric powered leaf blowers and electric powered lawnmowers, at least in my estimate, just off of like my reaction. I don't know much about how much that would cost, or even how many of those exist. But I mean, it seems like a thing that would exist, and it doesn't seem like a thing that would break the bank. Um,
Probably not.
but yeah, I don't know. Like the car thing for like 2035. I mean, California's a big state, and like you said, it's just like that's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of copper and a lot of resources and a lot of development that needs to exist between now and then. And it's like I don't know. Is putting that kind of deadline on something like that going to make it come faster? I don't. I'm I'm skeptical. You know.
I'm also skeptical. Does it even need to happen? Why aren't we more focused on coal? You ever hear people talking about coal?
Not as much as other things
Yeah.
like oil.
What's up with that?
It's a good question. I didn't even think
It's
about that.
so much worse, so much dirtier.
It's
No one
still
ever
very
talks about
actively
coal. And you know
used.
what's hilarious?
What's that?
There's a utility company that has to provide the electricity to these charging stations,
It's
right?
still the energy's still being burnt one way or another.
It's fossil fuels still,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. It's just
So
you're putting a middleman between you and the burning of the fossil fuels. It's
yes, I think the fix is going to have to be way more than this like one faceted approach. It's going to have to be transitioning these coal plants to like biomass plants. You know, like in Viva Partners, how they have those utility grade wood pellets and they sell them and they retrofit these old coal plants and now they're biomass plants. Like that's happening all over the place in Europe. Works great. Cut
yeah,
down trees, plant more trees. It's in the company's best interest who is selling the wood pellets to make sure that there's more trees so that that company can provide their same service for the future or grow. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Well, no, I do know. I do know. It
yeah,
has to happen. It can't just be like, yeah, let's just go to EVs and oh, look at that, all our problems are fixed. Like, no, they're not.
yeah. I don't know. Those like weird deadlines. Like, I wonder how much of it is like telegraphing to the public that something is attempting to be done about climate change versus
I think it's a campaigning
yeah, like how much of it is
stunt.
like actually like an informed like this is help like I or like how much of that do you think is like they know they think that this is helping a lot versus like I know it's not helping a lot but it's going to say that we're doing something.
More than half, probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. I don't know.
I have
It's a
very
lot.
little love for the governor of California. So,
I'd also have very little love for the governor of California. Not a fan. Not the biggest fan of that state.
nah.
Um,
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You want to talk about something funny?
what's something funny?
So, backstory I was on Facebook, just opened Facebook up, and the first uh, post I see is someone who I went to high school with like a long time ago, of course, and they said a very outdated and like really cringy term of endearment to someone else. So I just wanted to talk about terms of endearment that you think are really funny, or just like you don't like to be called them, or you don't like when other people are called them.
I,
So
you told me
examples of ones that are good, in my opinion, and let's see if you agree. These are totally fine with me. Man, dude, bro, dog. That's my dog. Homie.
these are all things I
Uh,
call people.
yeah, of course I'm in my own bubble, but
And
it's
if
just my
I and
opinion.
if I hear it, to me, I'm like, damn, I'm his
Yeah,
dog. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
I'm cool with that. What was the
Yeah.
dude? What did the dude say on Facebook? You told me off camera. I can't remember what it was already.
I literally envisioned all the things that existed in 2009. Whenever I saw this word, I was like, dude, what? I hadn't heard that in so long. He said, Brocephus.
Dude, that sounds like an element on the periodic table or something. I've never
Yeah,
heard that
you're so
before
right.
until you told me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like it was
Brocephus.
around for like a snap of the fingers, and it went away because it's so dumb. Like,
I mean, I was 9, so
yeah, Brocephus, bro. I mean,
Brocephus.
I don't
So
know
weird. I
where, I
thought
don't know what the origination was,
for a second I
but
was thinking it was
yeah,
like brociferous or something. That definitely sounds like an element.
that yeah, that sounds like something else actually. But anyway, sounds like an STD. Um,
Sound like an STD.
anyway, so yeah, Brocephus. I'm never gonna call anyone that unless it's purely comical. Like I'm just trying to be funny.
So if someone like comes up to you and says something like that's a term of endearment, like what's one that like you would just not mess with at all?
I
Aside from
mean, definitely
Brocephus.
Brocephus.
Yeah,
I don't like
you don't like that
Brocephus at
one.
all. No, I don't
Yeah,
like that
I don't.
one. I also don't like big man.
You don't
You
like
know?
Big Man?
Yeah, I
What's
don't
up,
know
Big
why.
Man?
Like maybe it's like an issue for me because I'm like skinny. I just feel like I feel like people are always like saying the opposite of what I am. So like, I don't know.
You're
Like
like, stop
it's
lying.
it's like this weird like backhanded compliment type thing where they like try to make you feel better about yourself, but they're clearly like, yeah, it's because you're skinny. I'm like, we could just
I
not.
there are individuals I call that just because it like as a joke. because,
Yeah,
because there's some kind of meme that came out of it. And I'm just like, hey, big man.
I believe it.
But
I've heard you say
yeah,
it. Yeah,
if somebody called me big man, especially somebody that like I am not like super close to, and it was like
yeah.
unironic, I'd be like, weird. What are you saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's always my. I'm sure I'm thinking too far into it more than half the time,
not
but
probably.
I would bet money that people have meant it as like this like cut down thing.
Well, it's the same thing with like a lot of people hate uh like we have a mutual friend who hates Buddy. Like if somebody says, "Hey Buddy,"
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
he hates it like
So funny.
so much. I don't think I mind it. I think maybe it's the way that some people say it that I could get annoyed with. Or like Bud.
Yeah, I've heard
Uh
people hate Bud.
there was a dude who when I was like 15, one of my friends who called me Bud, and I hated it. And I don't know, I don't mind it now, but like back then I was like, stop, like call me something, anything else, please. Stop calling me Bud.
Hey, Bud.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I don't care for boss.
Yeah. Why
Hey
not?
boss. I don't
Hi,
know.
boss.
It's just it feels like if they're actually your boss, you're kissing their ass a little bit. And if not, it just feels, I don't know, it just feels sarcastic. Every context that I've heard it, it feels sarcastic. Maybe that's just me, like you said, reading into it too much, which is probably the case for most of these terms of endearment. But yeah, I don't know. Hey boss.
Hey, boss. Yeah, I don't like that one that much.
Yeah.
What's another one? Hmm. You got any others that you hate
And I hate, not off the top of my head. Like
or dislike?
I'm sure that if I heard it, I would probably um there's probably one out there that I like despise.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Can't think of
about
it?
it. Yeah. Um yeah, I don't know.
I think that's it.
I can't even think about any other good ones.
Yeah, I can't think about any other good ones either.
Brother, I mean, that's not, I mean, the light version of
Brother.
bro, but I'll call people
I
brother.
like
I like
brother.
that. What's up,
Yeah, I
brother?
like that.
Um
I
yeah,
guess that's
I
it.
don't know. I guess that's it.
Let us know
Not
if
a
you
fan
hate
of
any terms of
boss.
endearment. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me know if you hate any terms of endearment in the comments below.
Yes. Exactly.
All
Love
right.
it. Oh,
You want
and
to,
also like, subscribe, do all the good
oh
stuff.
yeah, like, subscribe, and favorite. You got a thought of the week, Sean? Thought of the last 2 weeks.
About the last 2 weeks, I've been thinking about it. Well, I thought about it a little bit this week, I guess. But a couple couple of uh weeks ago, I had a conversation with a mutual friend of ours about leadership. And then after that conversation, I kind of thought a lot about leadership and just like work context and in drumming context and sports context and stuff like that. And I was just thinking about just the general uh idea of what it means to be a leader and what a leader is good at. I think a leader is good at saying the right things. A leader is good at being a member, like a member of the team and not like the leader. You know what I mean? Like the title doesn't mean so much that like they get in their own way about it. Like I think a leader can allows other people to be leaders too at the same time. I think being a leader means knowing when to not say things. I think that's super important. I've been thinking about that a lot this week, um, in the context of work, because we had a lot of planning this week for work. And I mean, I think we've had this conversation in the past about like process only gets you so far. Like the process doesn't get things done. You know what I mean? People get things done, and you can over engineer the process,
Hundred
and be
percent.
focused too much on like, as long as we follow this process, the work's going to get done. And it's like, okay, well, we focused on the process for like a week. How much work is getting done?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was thinking about like how many words were said, just in total over the course of this past week during planning. And I was thinking about how like the best leaders would know when to stop and give it to the hands of the individuals to be able to run with it.
Yeah, I think you have to oscillate between deciding to be long-winded consciously and then doing the exact opposite and trying to be as short and few words as possible.
Yeah.
Like, let's not talk about it anymore. Let's just do the action. And then we can sprinkle a few more words in. But you gotta do the thing. You gotta do it. No, I agree. Process is important, but you know what I think is way more important than process? It's culture.
Okay.
I think culture is far more important than process. So like if you just have a culture of like we're only going to say the words we need to say and then we're going to get to work, like everyone's ready to get to work. That's the culture. Like everyone's basically ready for the conversation to be over. So that's going to make the words be more meaningful because everyone's like on their way out the door, like,
Yeah.
all right, this meeting finally over 4 hours later.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
yeah, I
it's
think
also having like a centralized mission too, like a shared mission. I think that is all good for morale, like not focusing on the system, focusing on the actual getting things done, and then also that shared mission.
yeah,
Um, yeah,
I
it's
I
just
have
really good.
always felt like preparing yourself to do things is it's just that. It's not actually preparing you to do things most of the time. Like the preparation that you need to do an action is typically very, very, very short. Like sometimes, less than a minute type short. Rather, people like, prep their desk for the perfect workflow and they do this specific thing before they start working. And then 15 minutes in, they have to do that. It's like, oh my God. You know what? You know why you didn't get shit done today? Because you were doing a bunch of shit to prepare you to get shit done. And then that took all your fucking brain capacity. Yeah, I don't know. Just do it. You really don't need to like put yourself in a particular position to do it. What I see whenever that happens or when someone tells me that, I'm like, well, you just didn't want to do the work.
Yeah,
And that's cool. Like
it's
that's okay.
procrastination in its own form, right? Like,
Yeah, but it's like
you're convincing
it's
yourself that you're not
packaged. Yeah.
procrastinating.
It's packaged as something productive, but it's just not.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I've prepared myself to take action. I'll get it tomorrow because I'm very prepared after today's planning. And then tomorrow you're like, what was I planning? Let me get another one of those planning sessions
Planning
so I feel good
sessions.
about myself.
Yeah,
How about we just start? That's always a sticking point for me. Like, let's just go, like go.
I mean, it answers the most questions too, right? Like if you ever have uncertainty, I feel like with planning is important and it's good because I think it allows you to figure out what everybody's role is. I'm particularly thinking about like in the context of a team working towards a specific goal. It allows everybody to be aware of what everybody's responsibilities are. But like if there's uncertainty at all in the middle of planning, more planning isn't going to make more certainty. It's going to be to dive into the thing and like start to answer the questions. Like
Yeah.
you can't solve the question by asking more questions in a planning
Yep.
session. You need to start
I
searching
agree.
for the answer.
Yeah, and we have this. I had this like whole thing last year at work where I was like, we're not going to figure out. Okay, I was like, these conversations are cool, but we're not going to figure out the issues with what you're talking about until we do it. So like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then you change, you make adjustments. Like that's it. In the context of drums too and sport, it's like give a little bit as a leader of someone who's about to do the thing. Give something for like as short amount of time as possible. Tell them what the typical tendencies are if you want to, just to see if they can identify them, so you can start the process of getting better. And then just do it. If you're a baseball player, like swing. If you're a golf, swing. Shoot a free throw. Like do it a bunch of times, and then decide like, okay, we have a big enough sample size now that we can talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, I think having conversations about like thinking specifically about drums now, like how to, bounce the stick and how to hold the stick and what people's tendencies are. I think those are all beneficial conversations, but at a certain point, it's like words can only explain like so much of like what's needed to actually execute the task that like, and everybody's so different that you just need to experiment with your body and your
Yeah,
tendencies and the information
dude,
exists.
almost no one does what we're saying though. Almost no one does it, and I have that. My evidence for that is that when I want someone to just, we're talking about drums. When I want someone to just play a note, like I just play a note, and they play a note. I'm like, comments about it, this, that, change this, and they're like, what do you mean change? I'm like, well, just do it again. And they're like, right now? I'm like, yeah, right now. Like, play another note, and then they play another note, and then I give them more feedback on it. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't any better. What'd you feel? And they're like, me? I'm like, yeah, you. Like, do it again. Like, play another note. And they're like, another one? And I'm like, yes, play another. Like, have you never done this before? Like, this is how you get better. You do it and then you think about it, and then you do it and then you think about it, and then you do it and then you think. I was like, this is just life. Like, why are we just play it again? You know what I mean? I don't know. Of course, there's like ego that comes in where it's like, oh, well, I don't want it to be bad because they're gonna feel some type of way about me. Well, they're probably not. They probably just want to make you better. But yeah.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
true. Yeah, there's a lot of uh especially in that world, like barrier between, unfortunately so, barrier between student and instructor,
Yeah.
where it's just like it's an us versus them thing. And it's like this person
Yeah.
has all the knowledge and I don't have any of the knowledge. And it's like, well, actually, you're the student, you have all the knowledge because you know how your hand is operating. I like if I'm an instructor, I don't know how your hand is operating. You need to
I'm not in your body.
I can help you figure it out and help you get there, but you need to be aware of what your body's doing. I can't just like
Yeah.
write a book that says play perfect drums and you do it. Like
That'd be
everybody's different.
great.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. I feel like
I
I ran into that last year for the first time in a big way. Like I had experienced it in small ways before where there's like this barrier between student and uh student and teacher or whatever. But I ran into it, one year ago pretty much to the fullest extent I ever had. And I had talked to people and I'm like, I don't know, I've just never experienced that. And they're like, well, just be ready. And I was like, okay. And then it was happening and I was like, holy Jesus. They warned me. Like I had never felt this before. Like people are like fully misconstruing like every single word and action. Like, oh, I just want you to be better. Like I thought that was the agreement. Like you want to be better and I want to make you better. So we're
yeah.
gonna go on the road together beside each other. That's what I thought the agreement was, but I guess I was wrong. Anyway,
Yeah. But
and I had to the amount of times about a year ago I said the words perception and reality are not one to one. that so many I've said that so many times now in 1 year's time.
Interesting.
It's like how
It's
you're
another.
perceiving what I'm saying is literally not what's happening.
That's so true.
If
It's
I
a big
say
culture
that,
thing too.
yeah, it is a
Going
culture
back to
thing.
the culture conversation, like it's important to have a culture where that's how things work.
Yeah.
It was interesting in the context of the previous season being a member and seeing both sides of the coin, because we had members that were like doing the right things and then members who were, just tell me what you want, you know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
like, no, that's not how things work here.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It's not. It's not ideal.
No.
Anyway, went down a little bit of a rabbit hole,
And
but
anywho, well, yeah, that's a good thought of the week. I think I don't want to give a thought of the week based on that.
it's fair. You
I
gave
can give
some
a short
thoughts.
one. I can give a short one that's
Sure.
not that we don't dive into. My short one is that HomeBiotic is today's sponsor.
What a transition.
So
I'm
we
not.
have this beautiful link in the description for some soil-based probiotics for your home. Keep your home mold-free and make sure you avoid any respiratory problems that come with breathing in mold spores. Anyway, my actual thought of the week is just that meetings should be shorter. Meetings should be shorter.
Dude.
They should be as short as they can be.
I sent you a picture this week.
You did. Oh yeah, you're right. So I guess you had the same thought of the week, but just meetings should be shorter. And then
so agree.
I just I don't know. Inside of a workplace context, you should still be able to say, I respect your independent time inside of the workplace. It
Yeah.
seems like, and if you want it to be shorter and if you want meetings to be shorter, it's like you're a bad person. It's like, what, you're not part of the team? It's like, no, I want to do my job more effectively. And this meeting is not necessarily helping it anymore because everything I feel like that needed to be said has been said.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I agree. I mean, I sent Austin a picture. The picture I sent was a picture of my Microsoft Teams call that was going on for like 8.5 hours. That should never happen, in my opinion. I should definitely not be forced to use Microsoft Teams for that long. Anyway.
Oh my God, yeah, Microsoft Teams is just not an ideal app.
Not my favorite.
Not me either.
But yes, I like that thought of the week. I agree. I experienced that this week. It was like the longest meetings I've ever had. Not a fan. I don't think it gets anything done.
No, I don't think so either. Anyway,
I thought
wrap it up.
Yeah, I thought when I was giving my thought of the week, you said like, what's better than process? Culture. I really thought you were going to say, what's better than process? Keeping your home mold free.
HomeBiotic.
And that's why if you watch the video back, I was smiling because I swear that's when you were gonna pull it.
I saw you smiling. I was like, oh man, he thought I was gonna do the transition right there. No. I gotta do it earlier in the video because typical video retention is like not 100%, of course.
Sure,
People never watch 100% of any video. We always do it at the end, so we gotta do it sooner. But
that is true.
If you're here at this point and you heard this part of the conversation, drop a comment below.
Yes,
you're a true OG. And if you're here now, you should consider supporting the Patreon if you feel compelled to do so. There's 3 tiers: acquaintance, buddy, old pal, and friend, best friend.
Yes, you can get some extra content, and it also just lets us know that you enjoy it.
Yes,
enjoy this content. I don't know if this was in the list that we said, but potential viewer interaction too, like submitted articles, voting on articles, topics, stuff like that. So
yeah, we'll put the link in the description so you can see all the goodies.
All the goodies. Yes.
Yeah. And the first hidden episode's going up real soon on Patreon.
That is true.
We love it. All right, dog.
Should we?
It's been your best friends. It's Austin and
it's Sean.
We love you.
We love you.